about the clutch hits that you got from a bunch of guys in the last couple of innings?
Yeah, I mean, well, we got a home run from Nico. Obviously, that was on a day like today, you can kind of see Spencer Jones hitting one. That's a big man. But where Nico hit is to kind of the part of the park that it's hard to hit home runs to. But he hit it good, and I think, did it get in the basket? Or did it hit above the basket? I couldn't see it. I thought it was a double actually, but then the umpire put that sign, which was a good thing. And then Pete had a wonderful at bat against a left-handed reliever that's had a great year. Hung in there and hit a pretty good pitch too. It was a slider down and away, and hit a really good pitch. And Pedro had a really nice at bat to draw a walk and give us a shot there. So Seiya fouled it up to give us a little insurance. So that was a stretch of some really good at bats that inning.
Pedro just coming up in a spot like that, drawing the walk. How impressive have you been with just his ascension, with you guys, even from starting in the season at AAA and then coming up with you guys and having at bats like that?
Well, he did show us a lot in spring training. I mean, I think we've talked about that, and it was a player that I think if you say which player opened the most eyes in spring training, I think a lot of people would say Pedro Ramirez. And he's continued it here. He's kind of got his feet on the ground now, and he's doing a heck of a job. It's 2 outs, nobody on base. You think, it's whatever, but it gets Pete up there. Who knows what can happen? Pete hits the ball in the right place. It's a little tricky down that line. So it's a big at bat. It's a big at bat, and ultimately it's the difference in the game. Yeah, I mean, he handled some big hitters. I was pretty sure at some point Rice was going to hit that inning, and he went, he went through the heart of it and did a heck of a job, and he's done, all season.
The length of your starting pitchers has been impressive in the last 5-6 weeks. Peterson, one of those guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, David this was a kind of repeat of the St. Louis start to me. He was excellent, excellent. The ball's on the ground. It's kind of just the way that I think David Peterson pitches when he's going good. And you can see some confidence coming too. There's no question about it. So we got him in a good place. And getting into the 7th inning is really important for where we're at right now. It's really important with the number of games we have, kind of consecutively with how our bullpen's situated. It's really, and how the opposing team can maneuver, really important.
How much do you view the performance just kind of a testament to your pitching?
Yeah, I think our guys did a really good job. I mean, I think like sometimes guys need a change, and I think David was in that position a little bit. And I think our guys did a good job of just like, let's see what we got here, which I think is the best way to approach players. And then we just kind of slowly chipped away at the things we believe to be important, and hopefully David's confident and believes in what he's doing right now, and I think he's performing like he does.
You guys, in the 4th inning with David, came out, chatted with them with the training staff. Obviously pitched after that, so assuming he's okay, was it just like a moment?
Yeah, he was just, I think Carson saw it, I saw it, trainer saw it. He just was shaking his arm. There was nothing to it.
Boyd talked before the game about how guys like Peterson himself, everybody else is so impressed with the atmosphere here when they come here. It makes it easier for them to be themselves. You hear that a lot yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an important part. I mean, I think there's 2 things. There's the atmosphere kind of, inside and here, and then there's the atmosphere they get to go play in out there. And I think both are fun. Both let let you be yourself, but challenge you to be the best self you can be. And we can't stop doing that. And I think that's what guys want. And they feel that, and hopefully they see that, and I think that's what David was challenged with some things, and he's done a great job with it.
David, can you talk about the atmosphere out there tonight? It seemed pretty electric.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere. The crowd brought it all night, and I said this last time, my home start, but it's hard to beat their energy when they're up and rocking like they were, and so felt like they were in it all night, and just can't thank them enough for the support. It fuels us.
Tonight for you to be able to get into the seventh inning, Craig just talked about the value to the team as a whole, you know, for you to go that long. A lot of that seemed like it was coming from your command and no walks tonight, that sort of thing. So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I felt good. You know, it's good to get into the seventh. Would have liked to get through that, but you know, we were out where we were at in the game, and you know, that's the goal for me, is to try and go as deep as possible and give the team a chance to win. And you know, can't do it without the defense behind me. The offense continuing to battle. They have a lot of good pitchers over there, and our guys just stayed to it until we could break through. So yeah, it's a full team effort, and yeah.
What kind of changes have you made since coming to the college side? Things you were doing differently than from when you were with the Mets?
Yeah, there's nothing, you know, huge or new. It's a lot of it was kind of coming down to getting back to some old patterns that I had when I was at my best, and you know, so starting to just kind of hammer on those a little bit, get more into my legs, use my lower body more efficiently, and take some stress off the arm, which I think allowed to help with the command and some of the pitch shapes. So that's kind of the biggest thing, and then just kind of tweaking things as we go and finding spots we can get better.
Craig talked about the two versions of when people come here. One is creating a good atmosphere and then allowing you to go out and create your own atmosphere on the field. How do you feel all that's gone for you as far as your success here?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, I think when I came over, the first thing was they wanted to just let me go out there and start and kind of get back into that routine, and we've just started to pile some things on as we've gone along, and so yeah, I think it was good to get here before the All-Star break, to then be able to have kind of that 10 to 12 days from last start to first start in the second half, and really be able to work on some of that stuff. And so I think it just, kind of about taking one thing at a time, solidifying something, and seeing where else we can get better. And so, yeah, it's been a good transition.
You matched season high in strikeouts, and it happened against the Yankees. Is it really something about facing the Yankees, or did this stuff just feel a bit crisper today? Or what do you think attributed to that, the high strikeouts today?
The season high was earlier in the year against the Yankees?
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily something about them. I think, tonight I felt really good about our approach, felt really good in my mechanics, and just felt like I could execute. I think that was the biggest thing, was just, being able to put the pitches where we wanted them, and be able to get the ground balls, some soft contact, and like I said, just get deep into the game. So, yeah, I think that was more the thing than anything. It's just, being able to command my pitches and put them where I wanted to.
You mentioned the defense. Since coming over here, has that had any kind of an impact on what kinds of pitches you throw or how you approach hitters?
Yeah, I think, your approach is going to be based on, obviously, your strengths and what you do best versus the other team that you're facing. And I think with the defense we have, the biggest thing is it allows you to go out, gives you a bunch of confidence that the guys behind you have your back, and fill up the strike zone, challenge hitters, and let those guys do what they do best behind me.
No secret that the front office is going to try and see if they can add more arms and group. With your own experience and coming in here first time going for a trade and getting with this pitching group and what they've been able to do with you, just how does that help you kind of know if there's guys coming in, what they're walking into, and the confidence you add in?
Yeah, I think it's, if I can, whatever moves we make, if I can be a resource for someone that's, if they've never been here, help them get acclimated as a newer guy as well, I think I'll do everything I can to help whoever that is, and help any of my teammates, guys that have been here a day and guys that have been here 10 years. So, yeah, anything I can do to help any of my teammates, I'm there for them.
The last 5 weeks have probably been a little bit of a blur for you, going from a team that has had a disappointing season. You get traded to the Cubs, and 5 weeks later, it's Cubs Yankees, national television, pitch a great game. If you could sum it up, what have the last 5 weeks been like for you?
Been exciting. I said it when I came over. I am very thankful to the Mets organization for the previous 9.5 years drafting me, giving me my shot in the big leagues and all that. But I had a lot of respect and it's fun to watch this group from afar and obviously a tough group to play against. And so when I found out this was where I was going, I was extremely excited and was excited to get with the guys. It's a great group, a competitive group, and they want to win, and I do too. And so I think matching that up has been awesome. And I think it's I don't necessarily love to reflect during the season, but it's try and take it one day at a time and go 1-0 every day. So I think that's the goal, and we have a mission and a long road ahead of us. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has to hold.
But was there even more so tonight, Saturday night game, national TV, all that kind of stuff?
The weekend day games are regular, obviously iconic, but having a night game on the weekend definitely felt a little more intense, and obviously a great team and fan base in town. It was a great atmosphere out there. Special night.
When you hit that home run, did you know it was a home run?
No, and with the wind blowing straight in, I didn't know if it would stay fair or what would happen with the ball in the air. I definitely hit it well enough for it normally to be a home run, but that's not always the case here. So I was fortunate it stayed fair and got out.
Between your home run, Pedro's walk, Pete's triple, Santa's single, your offense has been really impressive. What does that say to you about what you guys could do given inning, given game, especially first 7 innings when things were going a little bit slower? Yeah,
it wasn't a great run-scoring environment out there with the wind, and obviously, Max Fried is a great pitcher, and they've got a strong bullpen too. So to string the at-bats together like that was really impressive in a leveraged spot, and gave us a chance to win. It was great.
What have you thought of what Peterson's done since he's been here?
Yeah, I think it just seems like each outing it's more and more purpose and intent and on the same page with the staff and the catchers and everyone that's game planning for him. And it seems like his stuff is ticking up also, and his mix fits our team really well just with the weak contact, and he just looks confident and aggressive, and it's fun to watch.
Craig, you talked for him about just the 17-game stretch that you guys are on. How important is Pedro's role where he's coming in and you can kind of bounce around and obviously can give you a pitch hit plate appearance like you did today? Yeah,
that was a huge at-bat, and I felt like the Cardinals series was definitely a big group effort, bullpen-wise too. It's a time of year when definitely need everybody involved, and having guys like Pedro that are versatile and are playing well is really important.
How impressive you've been able to see what he's doing as a 22-year-old coming up here, big spots, big ABs.
Yeah, I know it's spring training, but he definitely made a big impression in spring just with how he carried himself. He's humble but confident and enjoys the game. Has a good sense of humor, and he's going to have a really, really great career. So he's been huge for us.
With Peterson again, I know it's only been 6 starts since he's come over here, but do you feel like you're seeing a difference at all in just whether it's his confidence level or how he's approaching hitters from maybe that first start with you guys to tonight?
It seems like the velocity is up a little bit, so I think just whether that's mechanics or mentality or, it could be a million things, but, there's a big difference between 92 and 94 in our game, and to have 2 fastballs at that velocity on both sides of the plate and then command of off speed from a high slot, it's a difficult at bat, and there's a reason he's pitched at a really high level in this game before, and he's in a great spot.
We've seen a lot of examples of pitchers that have bounced back when they get to this pitching group and work with Tommy and the guys, and Peterson's kind of the latest example. Just what do you think it says about what they're able to do when they get new guys in here, especially, this is mid-season, to do what he's doing, and kind of how they can find things?
Yeah, like you said, mid-season, I don't think they're reinventing the wheel or anything, but maybe just emphasizing his strengths. I think sometimes just a change of scenery as an athlete, I think, is a really powerful thing. But he's someone who's had success in the big leagues before, and we've seen him pitch really well. So I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but he looks really great, and I know we have a lot of confidence in Tommy and everyone else behind the scenes.
He's made 6 starts for you guys before the trade deadline. Can you go back to New York where Cabrera and Brown go down and how?
Yeah. Oof.
Can you explain to me at that moment?
Yeah, I mean that was a wild stretch for us. This starting pitching depth. I feel like at the beginning of the season, going into the year, we're like, wow, we have so much depth, and then it goes fast, right? And that's where predicting of the year at all in spring is kind of a fool's task. But it's been, and that just puts so much more on the bullpen too when the starting pitching comes and goes, and it's just taken so many bodies and people that have kind of stretched their roles, and but you also find a lot of good qualities in guys within those kind of challenging times, and so hopefully we're able to kind of come out of that with a better sense of our strengths and get healthier, and that's when you really hit the ground running.